Hello, everyone. I'm Jehovah. Welcome to the stream. We're streaming the campaign for the UEC.
There's someone from the 18th, by the way.
Last week, the 8th Florida and the 51st New York took on each other.
Not
And the 8th Florida was victorious with the help of the 8th Alabama, the mighty 88, victorious once again. So we're going to see the outcome and what we have next for this week. Should be exciting. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the fun.
He will come a bit late.
By the way, the 51st was beaten last round. Aren't they going to drop back to Virginia and start from there? Or are they staying at North Carolina?
That's up to them right now.
I think they can flee 1 or 2, right?
Right. They can now decide if they want to flee 1 or 2 fields.
Oh, yeah, okay. But they have to flee.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. But they are not allowed to start in this round. So the 8th Florida will have the first move in this round.
Okay, that's good, because then I can...
Also, they're going to relinquish half of their shoes to us as well.
Yeah, then you can go to secure whole North Carolina. Not an issue.
Yeah.
Then I would move the Union team down, since we have also to decide what the 51st does.
Yes. Alright.
So when the 18th doesn't be there, are we then like moving the 18th like the Union is moving the 51st?
User was moved out of your channel.
I'm not sure yet. I would have to ask Winkler for that. I mean, he said he would come, but a bit late, so it's always hard to say what a bit means.
Okay.
Wait a second.
User joined your channel.
Hey, Venom.
User was moved out of your channel.
Oh, I hate Steam right now. It always kicks me out of the game if I become a message.
Oh, damn.
Damn. Wait a second.
But I think we start with giving the money to each groups and making make the difference for casualties last round, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can do that before.
I just wrote it. Wait a second.
All right.
Where do I have it? Here it is. So the 8th Florida won the first battle. And the 51st took 369 losses. So the 8th Florida will gain. Let me check.
Be 184.5.
Yeah, right. But we don't have
dollars.
the little dollars, and also I don't have $1, so we will always go up to example for this 185.
Yeah, so round down.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good.
Well, let's see. So this is for you for winning the battle. And I will see what the Union wants to do. Wait a second.
User left your channel.
What's your
Winkler
plan
here as well?
Hot, what's your plan on the Eastern Front?
Well, I'm worried about the 20th and anything. If the 51st retreats 1, then I assume they can't move and they have to wait 1 turn, right, before they can move.
Honestly, I would suggest you pull back to South Carolina.
Yeah, because I was thinking of moving to the western part of North Carolina, but if they retreat just 1 to Virginia, then they can just take the railway road from behind me.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea just to move back to South
the
Carolina.
task at the end was to get North Carolina unneutral, so they can get the full expense of the money if they take it. So and you totally accomplished it, and then we can make an orderly retreat to South Carolina.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Keep in mind, Georgia must be holding at all costs, but must be holding at all costs. But I think it's some time until we reach Georgia.
The 20th I'm going to go down that all the way down the Appalachians because it's going to take them too long. By that time,
we shall see. I don't think it's going to be too long until the 52nd engage us.
No.
So yeah, we shall see what the 20th do. I'm thinking about letting the 18th retreat. So taking Missouri and then take the railroad back to the eastern coast.
Yeah, and you just push north to Illinois and Chicago.
That's my task. I'm going to secure Illinois as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. It'd be nice to push up and take their harbor on the East Coast, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Or you push north to Virginia, of course. It's no, I would say
though.
Yeah, either stay at North Carolina or retreat to South Carolina. At the moment, yeah, as you say, I'm most worried about the 20th New York, actually.
Yeah, same.
Maybe it would be possible for you to engage the 21st hand before they can encircle you. Would that be possible?
If I shifted left into the left part of the western part of Northern Carolina, probably.
Yeah, no, but then you maybe lose the railway to the 51st, and we can't allow that.
I'll see how far the 51st pull back, and if they pull back 2, if they pull back 2, then I've got a decision to make. If they pull back 1, then I'll probably got to play defensively.
Yeah, then I think the best thing then would be to retreat to North Carolina and await the coming storm. Until hopefully. By the way, let's count the turns. Where's Toby, by the way?
I think he might be in the other channel with the Union guys. We're at April 1861 now, so we've had 3 or 4 turns. Are you going to be controlling the 18?
We shall see. Don't know it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. We shall see.
Yeah, so for the drill, I'm hoping that the companies will be evenly sized. But if they're not, then would you guys mind balancing it out for us?
Of course, would be no issue.
Perfect. Awesome.
We don't have a couple of companies. We don't have any like platoon structure or something. So no
Perfect.
issue.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thanks, mate. I'm thinking of just allowing my NCOs and lieutenants to do the leading as well. Like I'm planning on just observing probably, unless they need me to do some leading.
I'm just right now asking myself. Good to be. What's about moving for railway for neutral territory? If you look in the west and the 52nd, are they? What are their movement when they have like a railway there? Can they? They can just move to Ohio on one turn, right? And don't to Indiana.
The railroad ends in Ohio, so they can only move to one field to Ohio.
Yeah, they'd have to get off the railway.
Am I allowed to get from to Kentucky and then to Illinois in one turn?
In one turn, no.
Okay, so to Kentucky as well, just one turn.
I think you are asking if you can use the railroad to conquer neutral. Across. So you can only use the railroad if the
territory is in my hands. Okay.
If the territory is in your hands, you are crossing, and only where the railroads are connected. So there's no railroad in Illinois, so you can't travel there by train.
Okay, so the 52nd are going to take minimum of 1, 2, 3 steps to Illinois.
Yeah.
And I have 1, 2, right?
And 3.
Yeah.
If you want to Chicago, that depends
So Chicago's
what your
upper
goal
hand.
is.
Okay, so we have both. Who's going to be the first who moves? The Union or the Confederates? It's deciding.
It's at Florida begins, then the 52nd. So
Yes.
and then you.
Okay, so the 52nd always comes before us, right?
Yes.
Okay, then there will.
I'm guessing the 51st has to pull back before we
Then
move, though,
probably
right?
then probably we have to push them back from Chicago with force. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Right now they are discussing a strategy because Venom sees the map more or less for the first time. He just bought the game today.
Okay.
And yeah, they will retreat now, and then at Florida, it's your move. I already.
So in terms of them retreating, do they retreat 1 to Virginia and then 2 to like Delaware, for example, or is it 1 to Delaware? Like, you know, do we fight on the same field, or do we fight on different fields? If you get me.
So they only can only retreat right now to Virginia or Maryland.
And,
So
actually, what's the movement of the 20th again with the mountains?
They are stuck right now.
Okay, so you can't move for.
In this round, they won't move. Yes.
Okay, that's totally fine. Could you please tell us how far the 51st retreats?
Yeah, I will get this. One moment.
By the way, do we know this before the 8th Florida can make his move?
Yes, of course. You will see the figures.
Perfect.
So the fog of war is a discussion point. I really find this idea interesting, but right now we will play just like it's.
I'm fine with
be.
that. Okay, thank you, Tor.
Yeah, it's an interesting
Well,
idea.
it's
you will be fine.
It's still new. So
okay, then
the guys on the
really
stream,
great.
somebody
So
said
I
it was
think
boring.
you can now safely
It's
clear
this is a new
North
concept
Carolina.
for these guys. They're just trying to figure it out. I think it's a very interesting
to move either one
layer
or two.
to
If they
add
move
to
2
the
back,
weekly competition.
you can
so,
save North Carolina and try to hold
keep
North
hanging
Carolina.
out.
If they get
Keep
one
hanging out.
back,
It's going to
I
really
would suggest for a retreat.
mean a lot to these
What
weekly
do you
battles.
say?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, if they move just 1 to Virginia, then I'll probably pull back to South Carolina. If they move 2 up to Maryland, then I'll move west and then move back onto the railroad immediately after. Which territories can the 20th move into next turn?
Over here. That's the point. That's a dangerous thing.
Here or here, right?
Yeah, but I think they wait this turn and then take Georgia.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll definitely move back then, regardless of what the 51st do.
But they are stuck. They are stuck here as well, so you would have time to retreat to Georgia. Of course, we have to win every engagement on the Eastern Front.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's really important. And yeah, we will do what we can to.
Also, it'd be better for me to defend like further higher up than Georgia, so I have the chance to fall back there if needs be.
User joined your channel.
So, hello.
Greetings, Winkler.
Hey, Winkler.
We right now discuss the strategy we are making. If you're fine with that, we would make as the following. If it's possible, you take just the territories of Missouri then to the right, and move to the railway point at
All right, man. I can't wait
Tennessee
to see you guys in the battle
then
today.
you draw
Good
back
luck.
with the railway to support the flank of the 8th Florida. 8th Florida will either stay at North Carolina or drop back to South Carolina. It's going to depend
I appreciate
how
all you
far
guys hanging out for the
first
stream.
retreats. It's their choice if they retreat to Virginia or one thing more back. If they make 2 steps back, Hawk will hold North Carolina. If they get 1 back, he will retreat to South Carolina. My task will be to secure Illinois and Chicago. We have counted that the 52nd will be first to arrive at Chicago, but we will then in the same turn have the ability to push them back from there. So it would be great if you could move over there to Missouri, take this territory, then to the railway point, and then retreat to the Florida. I think at this point it will be the Battle of Georgia, and it's really important that we hold it.
Yeah, I think the advantage of that strategy is it gives the 18th North Carolina enough time to observe whether the 20th is going to go left, or, west, or east.
Yeah.
Because they're stuck for a turn.
My strategy is to move through Missouri to both territories, securing the whole state, then moving one field down to get the whole state of Arkansas, and from there move to the railroad bridge and see how the situation develops so far.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I
you
could
should
just
take
delay
Arkansas
on
as
the
well.
east
Yeah,
for as much as
I
possible.
agree. Yep.
And why is the 52nd the first one in Chicago?
Let's say, okay, one turn over there, and they are before us in the turn. So one turn over there, 2 turn, 3 turn. From us, 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turn. So, but they come before us, so they will be able to be the first in Chicago.
Yeah, it's a shame you don't go first, because then we could have cut them off.
Yeah.
Possibly.
It's the same as well if you move to Indiana, by the way. 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turn. Doesn't make a difference.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
So
right.
we can. This would not be an option to cut them off. So this is again. So a province which go to Lake Michigan over here. So to cut them off will be sufficient.
All right. Well, it looks like the 51st have fled
User
one.
joined your
All
channel.
right, at Florida, the 51st made their move, and they retreated back to Virginia.
Okay.
So it's up to you. What do you want to do?
Well, we're going to take our hard-gotten gains and flee back one to South Carolina.
And what's about securing the second sector of North Carolina?
The 20th is the biggest threat over here in the mountains, and they will be able to outflank them and take Georgia, and that's what we want to avoid.
If I go to the western one in North Carolina, then next turn the 51st might try and secure the railway behind me.
All right then. Then let's see what the 52nd wants to do.
User left your channel.
I've got to be careful on the east, Winkler. I want to push them hard, but I've just got to be careful.
Everything's fine. I didn't see the railroad connection.
Yeah, the east is really the most fragile and the most important right now.
I think when you get over to the east, Winkler, I think then we can push pretty hard.
But if
I'm expecting the 20th New York to move to the west.
Oh, that would be really nice for us. Let's see.
In that case, we have to reinforce the west, and if they reach the western trade theater, then you have a 1 versus 1 in the east and separated by the Appalachian Mountains, so you should have enough time and space to conquer the 51st New York. Because if you take a look where the 20th is moving right now, they want to capture either the capture point in Georgia, but that's a very risky turn. Let's see where they're moving next. If they move south, we are warned.
Then. At Alabama, it's your move. All right.
User left your channel.
Yeah, by the time you've to Missouri, Winkler, we'll know what the 20th is going to do, so we can adapt based on that.
Yeah. So in the end, our strategy is to.
All
right then, Winkler, it's your move.
To win economically on the long run. So I think we right now have more territory secured, and if we can keep on this, it'd be great.
Alright then, that was this round, and now starts the next round with the 51st.
User left your channel.
By the way, Hawk, I'm interested if they attempt to capture the full North Carolina. Would be great for us.
51st going to come down North Carolina, I bet.
Can you hear me?
Or go to Virginia and get the whole state.
User in your channel timed out.
We can indeed hear you.
User was moved to your channel.
Oh no, sorry, Frank, it's one channel.
User was moved out of your channel.
Wasn't Venom like from a North Carolina unit or something before? Or was he always?
That tells me the 20th's going down to Appalachia like I thought.
Venom.
21st NC.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. But I think it seems like he's now 51st.
User joined your channel.
At Florida, Hawk timed
User
out,
joined
or
your channel.
oh, there he is.
Sorry, yeah, my connection just timed out.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, it seems like the
On the way back in.
51st is going to the west. Interesting. Okay. Then that's good. By the way, Toby, is Hot now allowed to move to North Carolina and then to the west in one turn?
No, not in one turn. Only if the railroads are connected to the field, and that's
unfortunately
the case here.
Okay. What do you want to do? I'm thinking about moving again to North Carolina and then to the west.
Yeah, I could do that definitely, because they can't move 2 in one turn from where they are.
So by the way, you are first and then the 51st, or is it the other way around?
I'm the first Confederate unit, aren't we?
Yeah, you are the first Confederate unit, but the 51st is the first Union unit, so the 51st begins the round.
That's not going to work, Hawk. Damn.
If I move to North Carolina, the next turn they'd have to either move south or east. They can't move diagonally, I don't think.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah. But if you do it, it's a threat of cutting you off.
Yeah, it is.
Difficult decision.
I'll probably just stay where I am, really.
Winkler, what do you say about it?
About what?
About the coming movements in the east right now. You see the 51st over here. We're right now thinking about which move we should make best. Either we go to North Carolina on the offensive, or we defend and stay and wait for the 51st to arrive.
I think what I would do, my plan would be, would just stay where I am. We have to move every turn, don't we, actually? We can't stay in the same place, can we?
You can switch to South Carolina and then back, then you made your turn and you are back on the railroad when the Union has their turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I won't get off because I can move 2 on the railway. So even if I'm in North Carolina, I can move that to Georgia.
Something I thought about, please tell me your opinion on this matter. What would be about moving over here? This province.
Then he is stuck in the mountains.
True. But
yeah.
But he can move to the point in Georgia easily. And he avoided...
You have to wait for one turn. He moves there. He has to wait for one turn. In that case, the Union can move there for, and then they have another turn because he has to skip one, and then they can move here.
I'll tell you what I can do. I can move to the west part of South Carolina. If the 51st move to the railroad, they can't use the railroad because of the North Carolina territory is ours. But so I can move to the western part and then move to the eastern part if 51st move east.
But the problem is the 20, I think, will move there anyway. Doesn't matter what we do.
Yeah.
I think that's for sure. So if you go first there, the 51st will then be there, I guess, in South Carolina, right? When you are still able to move. Means you can draw back, but then you lose the railway crossroad. That's bad.
Yeah, so if I move west, then the South Carolina moves to the southern part of the Appalachians.
Holding the northern
I have the option of moving to the point of contention, or I have the option of moving to the railroad to stop the 51st.
Yeah, the railway is more important, actually.
But the 51st can't move to South Carolina because this territory is ours. So they'd have to move 1, and then 1, and then 1, and then 1. So my suggestion would move to the western part of South Carolina, and then I can defend the point of contention if needs be, or the railroad if needs be. Unless we want to abandon Chicago and try and trap the 20th.
Actually, I have really something cunning in mind, but that's a dangerous move. What if Winkler and I attempt to encircle and destroy the 52nd in the north?
Yeah.
I think we could do this.
Yeah.
But it's dangerous.
Depending on what the 20th New York is doing. Maybe the 20th New York will try to help the 52nd. Maybe they will move to the Georgia capture point. But yeah, maybe we can lose 1 point and on the other side destroy 1 enemy unit. That would be a bigger advantage. But I'm pretty sure the 20th New York will try to help the 52nd or take the rest of our capture points, because when the 20th New York is able to capture northern Georgia, they have 1 turn south, and then they can reach over the railway connection every cap point within 2 turns. So it's a risky situation, because if we bring the 8 Florida back to defend the northern Georgia cap point, they cannot defend the railroad. And if the 20th New York decides to support the 51st, then they are 2 versus 1. So.
By the way, what about if we, as the 8 Alabama, secure Kentucky and then move over there down here to secure the flank of the 8 and you and take back Chicago from the 52nd? That be an option?
That could be a good idea, yeah.
I think that's the
possible.
best idea.
That's no capturing maneuver,
It'll
but
force the 20th down south.
That's possible. Depends on you guys. Taking out 1 enemy unit sounds fine, but what are the rules exactly about taking out a unit?
Let's look.
If they don't have anywhere to retreat, then
Exactly.
yeah, but neutral territory, they can retreat through neutral territory.
But they can't
cannot
respawn,
retreat,
right?
They cannot retreat into a neutral territory, right?
Right.
So that means
okay.
if we take Indiana and they are sitting on Chicago,
then they can't retreat.
They have no connection to Union territory, and then they have to retreat. And if we win 1 single battle against them, then they have to retreat, but they have no Union territory connected to it. So they
smart.
are destroyed in theory. Is that correct, Toby?
That is correct.
But of course it depends on the 20. I think then the 20 will rush to the rescue.
Oh, of course. But then we have 2 units on the west, so 1 can hunt down the 52nd and 1 can blockade the 20th New York.
Yeah, we can draw. We want the 20th in the west. I mean, if they go on the east, then it's going to be tough for us because we're going to have to
New York
adapt.
is here in the
Right?
channel. Why we discussed this, by the way.
No, I'm neutral. I won't
Okay,
say
you're
anything.
neutral, okay.
I'm the game master. So,
So I think
that's good.
if we can do some kind of aggressive movement on the west, like threatening the 52nd, then it's naturally going to draw the 20th to
So
the
if I
west.
get this right, we right now have a cunning, dangerous plan, risky, but it would be great if it succeeds, and a more safer plan.
Yeah, let's hope we have a
It's on us.
Chancellorsville instead of an Antietam, guys.
It's on us now what we do.
Yeah, 8th roller, it's your move.
All right, so do you think I should move west 1?
You know what? I think the best idea would be for the 18th then to go secure Missouri and then go to Illinois and then counterattack the 52nd. While we are going to rush to support to your support.
I'll move west 1.
All right.
I think
I will
I'm
go to the Union, guys.
Yeah, I think I'm going
User
to
left
support
your
the 8 Florida then after this turn because I think we can't lose Georgia. It's too important. But it's depending on the movement of the 20th fully.
Yeah. Well, they're
What
moving
a
this turn,
surprise.
so we'll see what happens. The 52nd are doing exactly what we expected them to do, so
We should definitely
that option is there.
We should definitely keep in mind that destroying the 52nd is absolutely possible right
User
now.
joined your channel.
All right, the 52nd moved. So 8th Alabama, it's your turn.
Yeah, if 8th Alabama goes
So
to
Miller,
southern
what move do
Indiana,
I make
that's
for
the move, I
the
think.
encirclement?
We'll
I
see what
think taking Indiana, right?
Yeah. Take Indiana, and they've got an option of going to Chicago.
All right,
and-
it's not a final decision.
Take a look on the Appalachian Mountains. It's Maryland Heights. If you move, for example, to eastern Kentucky and the 20th New York moves down southwards into the Appalachian Mountains, then you have to attack them because they want to capture the Georgia cap point. Then you have to keep in mind you will play as attacking team on Maryland Heights. It's
Not
a
too
relatively That's not too bad, but it's also not the greatest terrain
Actually, I have
to
say
attack.
I prefer attacking on Maryland Heights than defending.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
then
you can
it's
come
your
downhill.
choice. Because it's your fight then. So it would be a way. It would be a way to stay close to the 20s and react to whatever they do. And
if they move to the Southern Appalachians, they can't move for another turn. I've got another
I still
turn to
think
get
they
onto
should
the
put
Georgia
some
Cap
pressure on
point.
the
The 51st can
go
only
into
move
southern
one each
Indiana.
time because they don't control this railroad.
If they do get attacked, it's
I don't
in the
think
West
you need
Woods,
to worry about the Georgia Cap point as much.
which would be
for
good defensive
example,
for them.
if
I believe
you
the
move
Confederates.
to eastern Kentucky, then you are close to the 20s New York. For example, if they move southwards, you attack them. Maybe you succeed in attacking them, then they get pushed backwards. Then you can, for example, move to southern Ohio and do the encirclement closer to
Plus,
the
they get the whole
Union
state
lines.
doing this too.
And then we are finished with Missouri and can drive from Mississippi back to Kentucky and move into Indiana. And then we simply have to secure the bridge to the far north at the Great Lakes, because that's the only bridge where the Union can fall back to their own territory. But if you are able to capture Ohio, then they have no chance to retreat and are captured in.
I think that's a good move, Schimmel, because if the 20th moved to the southern portion of the Appalachians, then you could potentially cut them off as well.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I think this is going to
I think
force
we
the
will be
20th
totally
into
able to
southern Ohio.
in the first or second turn we capture Chicago.
User left
would
your
be no
channel.
issue. Something we can totally
I think it'd
do.
be pretty dope if we destroyed a whole Union regiment in the second week of the campaign.
That's called the German Blitzkrieg, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't won yet.
Yeah. Plus. So I'm interested in what the 20th do right now. It's all depending on them.
I don't think they can go south because they're going to be in real danger. I think they have to go to southern Ohio at this point and either draw the 8th
Actually,
Alabama
if
to
I were
attack
the
them or attack the 8th
51st, I
Alabama.
would right now pull back. Let's see what they do in the next round.
Yeah.
51st is going to come down in North Carolina, I believe. There's really no reason for them not to.
Yeah, if the 20th moves south, I'm going to move to the cap point, the point of contention. If they don't move south, then I'll probably move to the railroad.
Or you move to North Carolina west. Depends on the movement of the 51st, of course.
Yeah.
This is definitely interesting.
User disconnected from your channel.
I don't really fancy attacking too much on the East Coast because it's random maps, so it's difficult to predict.
Indeed.
Actually, it's better if we get, I think, on the East Coast an attack map for us for a victory, right? Because of the more tickets.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Actually, between us, it was really luck last week. We don't have the 20th in our team. If the 20th would have been there, it wouldn't be so easy. Because they're on the attack, they're really fast. And we really profit from the thing that they don't actually try too many attacks. Yeah. If they get the attack power of the 20th, would be difficult to defend.
Also, the fact that it was 2 units versus 2 units meant it was relatively easy to manage. I think if it was 3 units versus 3, then they would have stacked the right flank and it would have been more difficult.
You can hear the respect that these guys have for each other.
I don't agree at all, because then we could reinforce them as well with our third company.
Yeah. I think that strategy was the best one, though, just to hold the cap point on that map.
Yeah. Let's see. It's going to be interesting.
The only time when they actually threatened defeating us was when they kind of split one of their units up and had 3 different units coming at us. They did that in the final attack at the end.
Even if it's not allowed, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. We got drawn right to defeat 51st, I think, and then you guys got drawn left to fight half of the 52nd, and then the other half came and fucked us up in the behind, but then you guys just shifted right and fucked them up, so it worked out fine in the end.
Yeah. To keep in mind, we can't beat most units in the straight volley fire. That's like they trained this for years, and it's not really our advantage. The long range volley fire, and I think it's not yours as well, Hawk. So we have more advantages from movement and and engagement.
Yeah,
it's
I
our
agree.
thing, and we can profit most from this, either if we have a solid defense like the stone wall and roulette lane, or we have open ground if we attack. But like on a map with not really good defensive obstacles, it will be really, really tough
The
for
Union
us to
right now has
defend.
got to be talking
So we should
about
always
the
try to
20th.
come in a
If
battle as
their
the attacking
original plan
team.
to go south
Yeah.
into Georgia is still going to
Yeah,
work.
because you might roll eastwards or something.
Because with
where
Hog
it's
over
like,
there, oh, they're going to
you
do
know,
it.
it's
Look at the
50-50
balls on the
whether you're going to
20th.
win that from the defending or attacking side, really, because it's just such
That was their original plan. They're
confusing
sticking to
map.
it. I like it.
All right, so I'm guessing I'm going to move to North Georgia then, right? So, I mean, we could potentially destroy the 20th if we attack them. If I move to North Georgia and you move to the Appalachians, Schimmel.
User joined
All
your
right,
could
then.
attack them.
The 20th New York made their move, so the 18th North Carolina is at the turn. All right. $20 and 50 for the whole team.
By the way, how can you right now engage the 20th?
I'm not sure if I can right now. I'd have to ask Toby.
No, he cannot.
Okay.
I could if I was in North Georgia, though, right?
In North Georgia or in from North Carolina or
Remember,
Tennessee.
if they attack in the hills,
Yeah, but
the
actually,
defender
from
gets
South
a bonus.
Carolina.
To be honest, if you look on the map, there's a clear border from South Carolina and West Virginia over there where you can attack. Sorry, but it's clearly.
Yeah, Captain Folly, they're going to try to destroy you.
No,
yeah,
they
it's
cannot.
a bit of a corner there, isn't it?
Yeah, but they cannot.
Okay.
I think
User
the
left
plan
your
is a good
channel.
one if Schimmel goes into West Virginia
They're stuck for a turn
and
there
cuts
anyway,
off the 20th
Schimmel,
and
we're
let
not,
Hog
so-
go after the 20th and see if they can defeat him in the battle and totally destroy him. That's the move, I think.
It's difficult. Really, really difficult.
Oh, but see, now
Yeah.
they've given him a... Now the 20th has just had a relief
User
valve. They
joined your
could
channel.
switch
Hey,
out to North
Florida,
Carolina.
it's your turn.
All right, so shall I
So
move
they
North
just protected
Georgia then? I
themselves
think I
from
have
being
to, right?
destroyed.
Yeah.
I don't really like
All
how
right.
they're giving up all this East
User
Coast,
left your channel.
but we'll see how it turns out. I think now Schimmel should attack the 20th in the mountains, but that's going to give them a defensive bonus, so it should be interesting how that turns out.
And 50. Ah, okay, interesting. 50 seconds.
I think they're a bit worried about going to Chicago, actually.
Hmm.
I think they're a bit worried about being cut off themselves, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really an advantage of the unit that they have their 3 points so close together. It's really unfair, to be honest. And
But
ours
it's
are...
historically
Well,
accurate.
that's historically accurate.
that's
Yeah,
true.
I agree.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're going to destroy a Union regiment completely this week, boys.
Oh. Actually, I fear if we move to West Virginia, then we are stuck, and the 20th and 51st can easily crush you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Plus, the defender gets
Because
a
I think
bonus.
I'm not allowed to
in the
move to
mountains.
southern West Virginia here.
Yeah.
And if the 20th attacked you at North Georgia, that's exactly what we wanted to avoid.
Yeah. Maybe you have to attack the 20th then.
Yeah, we can't right now. But if we move one way south to Tennessee and then to the right, it would be possible.
All right, you can't attack them from where you are now.
Oh, no, that's right. I
Toby,
see the line
is he
right
still
there. You
here?
can't. Huh.
Nope.
Oh yeah,
That's
no,
true.
yeah, you might not be able to. I can see
Go
on the
down
map in
to
the bottom right,
Tennessee
left
and
corner.
get the whole state. It might be
Same
nice.
same situation.
I would
where
kind of do
where
the
I was
original
from
plan
North
and go
Carolina.
into Ohio and kind of cut off the 52nd it'll have to draw the 20th north, I would think. So if Schimmel went up into southern Ohio, it's really going to put a lot of pressure on the 52nd to get the hell out of there.
User joined your channel.
Yeah.
Toby, am I going to be able to move to South West Virginia over here because it's the province right of me?
You mean
From Kentucky over there to South West Virginia and Appalachian?
it's one state from Kentucky to West Virginia right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Union
like
still
more pressure on
discussing
the Union
what they want to
in
do.
the north.
Yeah, we are doing the same. It's really complicated. Like the next moves decide pretty much the whole campaign.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's really.
It's very hard to listen.
Well, what we're
not to
seeing
say
now
anything.
is actually a campaign that they're doing in Tabletop
Let's
Simulator.
see what they want to do.
So
User
at
left your
2:30 Central Time, U.S. time, we're going to have the
just
actual
15
battle in
minutes.
War of Rights. It's similar
Before
to
the-
Hell
before
Let
the
Loose
brew
in that
starts,
it's
hot.
a team-based
right, yeah,
first-person
yeah.
shooter. But
I'm just
there's
gonna
no
put a
tanks or anything like
notification
that. Artillery's
Yeah,
coming.
me
It hasn't
too.
arrived yet. But basically, all these guys stand together as a unit and fight a Civil War battle. What we're seeing now is the Tabletop Simulator campaign, and that's going to set up who fights who this weekend, and then what you have to lose. Last week, the 8th Florida took on the 51st New York, and they defeated them. And so now you can see that the 8th Florida has 4,725 men, and the 51st New York is down to 4,631. And so this is kind of just setting up the weekend battles that we do every week. So it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of companies right here on top of each other, so we'll see how this goes. And I know what these guys are talking about, but for me, and again, they're a lot smarter at this than I am, but for me, if I was the 8th Alabama, I'd go into southern Ohio and make the 52nd shit their pants, because if they get cut off, they could be destroyed, because 18th North Carolina's over here, and it's going to be 2-on-1, and this puts, obviously, the 8th Florida in a tough spot. They have to defend this position right here, but I think they could do it. They did it last week, although the 20th is, all these guys are really good, but the 20th is really good as well, so we'll see how it goes. It's very interesting. I really like this layer of adding to the complexity of the weekend battles.
I'm guessing you're going to have the password as 8 on your server, right?
As always,
Yeah, a solo player can get in and still have fun, but the idea is it's not like
By the way, how many states
it's not
have
a
we secured
traditional
yet?
first-person shooter where you can just run around by yourself and do anything, because you
Let's
get penalized
count.
when you're not
Could you do
in
me
a
a
team
favor,
mode
Hawk? I'm
when
going
you
to
get
tell
killed.
you a
And so
state.
the way
You
battles
tell
are
me
set
if
up
we
is
have
it's
if
tickets,
we
and
have
every
it
time you get
fully
killed, you lose
secured,
so many
okay?
tickets. If you get killed in line with
Okay.
the rest of your men,
Florida?
you don't lose as many, and so you don't lose the battle.
1 second.
So
Yeah,
the
we
main
got
thing
that.
about War of
Okay,
Rights is getting in
then
with a
1,
group,
Georgia.
finding one of these
Yeah.
regiments. That's why we highlight this
2,
is the European
Carolina.
community.
Yeah.
3,
And
User
they all
Alabama.
have
joined your channel.
excellent
Yeah.
All right
units.
then.
You get in
18th
there,
North
you learn,
Carolina,
you
it's your
rank
turn.
up, you fight with the guys, and they do
Mississippi.
it historically accurate with
5,
line battle. It's not as
Louisiana.
Oh,
chaotic.
no,
You have
sorry,
great
8th
leadership.
Alabama. Sorry.
So that's
Yeah,
kind
we
of
have
that's it.
Louisiana.
that's the
too.
real way to
Okay,
go.
then we engage the 20th.
No, you cannot.
But it's an awesome
You
game. I
said
certainly
before
recommend
we
it.
can move to the right.
Yeah,
And
to
if you
West
find a
Virginia.
good company,
But
User in your
that's
channel
West
specifically
down.
somewhere
South West
near your own
Virginia.
time
if you see,
line,
look
wherever
on the
you are in
map
the
right
world,
here, you are
it
standing
really
in
helps.
Kentucky right now,
Oh,
and it's not attached.
And not only that, but artillery is about to enter the game for
So-
real, and it's real fun.
You could move to West Virginia to the right, but you would
Yeah,
have
but
to
then we are
stay
stuck.
there one round, or you can move
Yeah.
south to Tennessee
yeah.
and then engage the
What,
20th. Yeah.
what are you guys thinking?
Then I'm sorry,
Union's
Schimmel, I
putting the clamp
misunderstood
down.
you
Look at
there.
that. They're
Okay.
trying
If
to
you move to
isolate
West Virginia, we can
Alabama.
attack them on our next turn.
I
but
agree.
again,
Go
it's
down to
risky.
Tennessee.
Actually, honestly, I think they will take North Georgia. They attack you because 21 the offensive with the ticket advantage.
They only just moved there, though, didn't they?
I would say South. What do you think about Tennessee?
Yeah, the
and
20th
then to
cannot
the right?
move for one more turn.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's a good move right there. It's about battle time.
$20 for that and 50 for the region. Okay.
Okay, let's continue.
The guys were
20th New
concerned that
York
they weren't going to get
cannot
enough
move
turns,
right
but it
now,
looks
so
like they
the
have.
18th North Carolina is at their turn, and Winkler's not here, or
Yeah, I
he
appreciate
tapped
that,
out, or
man.
what?
And like I said, come back to the
yeah.
channel about an hour and a half from now is when we'll start the battles. We do 2 battles every weekend, so we'd love
do
to
you
have
guys
you.
want
Oh
to
shit!
wait,
I have
or-
to
being here for
move,
sure.
don't I? I have to move, so the 20th can just go in there free with.
Can you move to the north?
I can attack them, yeah.
Yeah, do it.
No, they got to be
please.
careful because they get a
Okay.
defensive bonus. Toby, tell them.
Great.
So let's see
We
if
probably should have tried
Winkler
cutting them off then.
returns in a moment.
Good thing is, if you by any reason fail, then we are there to attack the next
Toby,
round.
will you remind them about the defensive bonus in the mountains?
Yeah, you get a bonus if you defending in the mountains. So you take a bit less losses, 33%.
Okay, but it's have no result on the in-game match.
No.
Okay,
So
great.
we will just take the losses of the in-game match and reduce
User
them a
entered your
bit.
channel.
I don't want to interfere with the guys. I
I'm
just
not
want to
worried
make sure they
about
know
that.
what's going
So
on.
they on the tabletop match they will lose a bit less man, and you will earn a bit less money. So
So I'm back.
welcome back. And
By the way,
it's your
Toby,
turn.
when will the 20th be able to move south to... Oh, I thought you're taking Illinois, Winkler. Okay.
Why?
Okay.
All right then.
Our thing. When will the 20th be able to attack North Virginia? In which turn? Please tell us this. North Georgia.
North Georgia, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
On the next
when they have
turn.
their turn. So now it's the 51st at Florida, 52nd you, and then the 20th New York. Then they would be able
so
to.
only after us, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then we take the turn on the 20th, and Hawk, you can move back to North Carolina. Okay.
Sounds good, yeah. Sounds good.
Okay.
User left your channel.
That sounds like a solid strategy. Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Let's do it.
man, 8th Alabama looks like they're going to attack the
states
20th.
because I think we right now have the state advantage.
Yeah, we've got Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama,
Yeah,
Georgia,
and
Florida,
like we
Louisiana,
have pretty much most
Arkansas,
of the Western
Missouri.
territories secured.
Yeah, we've got loads.
So we have 1 province, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, it's 10, and the Union has, let's say, the difficult 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's make it. Okay, they have the state of Maine
5,
fully occupied. I guess, yeah.
They got Virginia.
No, here they come, 51st coming down on the 8th.
This one here.
It's very confusing which is which territory there in the north.
The 8th Alabama is
Yeah,
going
it's
to have to
difficult to work
attack, it
it
looks
out.
like.
User joined your channel.
All right then. The 51st make
Toby,
them.
one thing, could you tell me please how many territories have the Union secured? Because we have difficulties counting them in the north because it's really
1,
confusing.
2, 3,
where lines are drawn.
4, 5, 6,
I can count them if you want.
Yeah, will you
7,
just the Union.
8,
How many
9,
territories have they fully
10,
secured? It would be really
11.
really
They've got
a
11.
good thing.
You mean the whole state or just the territories?
The states. So on the left map, which the orange lines on the left map.
I think if I count correctly, it should be 23.
I think then you don't count it correctly. I mean the full province then.
States.
I think they have 11,
States.
Schimmel, if I'm counting them right.
11?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, then they have one more than us. Possible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I come to 8 actually.
I count 9. So you have to know that Vermont and New Hampshire are one state, and Massachusetts and Connecticut are also counting as one state.
Yeah.
So
okay.
currently they have 9 states.
Okay, so I counted that wrong.
I have a question. Okay, yeah,
Schimmel's
I
right, it
got
is
now
confusing,
why
but here's the map right
Louisiana
here.
has 3 as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
so that's where I
forget
counted
so
it wrong.
at the
right
moment
there.
we have
And
one
that's
more
one
in
state.
the union, right?
I think
Oh,
so.
and all of Jersey
Yeah.
and Delaware is a state as well. Okay.
Ah, yeah, Winkler, I see now what you're doing. Seems like the 51st are going
Maryland and Delaware, I
for
can't
Kentucky
really
and
tell.
Tennessee, right? Yeah, that was a good thing of you.
I'm also counting 9 on the Confederacy, so it's even right now.
Ah, yeah, South Carolina was taken. I've counted them in my last counting.
I think we should attack the 51st then.
You
Yeah,
want
of
to attack the
course.
51st?
Yeah, 8 Florida 51st, we take on the 20th.
So that's the second
Alright.
time these same teams are going to be
Sorry,
attacking
is it
each
my
other.
move now?
It's your move, Hawk, yes.
Okay,
Alright then.
damn,
here we
it's really
go.
important that we win right
Same,
now.
same battle we
All
had last
depending
week.
on
They were
us.
trying to avoid that.
Okay,
Well,
let's see what the 52nd will do.
I have to move,
User
right?
left your
So
channel.
I have to move. So all I can do is attack or move, and then they get it next
Yeah,
turn.
it's fully
This is the
good.
only way I can defend it.
It's actually it's a decisive battle I think today right now.
Yeah.
If we manage
And then
to
you're
push
gonna
them
attack
back,
the 20th too.
it's our the initiative is on our side. If we lose, oh damn, it will be great. It will be really a mess.
It'd be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we
Just
we
pull
win
back
it,
to North Georgia, and then I can protect that.
But if we win, their whole strategy was reduced to ash. So depending. Damn, this will be interesting.
Oh man, look at the 52nd marching down. Just took the railroad in Western Kentucky.
It's now 8 territories for us.
User joined your
Okay, at
channel.
Alabama, it's your turn.
We
Attack
engage
'em, Schimmel.
the 20th in the
Yeah.
mountains.
There you go.
Alright.
There's your 2 battles for a
User
week.
left your channel.
It took a while to get here, but we got it.
Is it possible that we have 3 battles then today?
User
No, I
joined your
don't think
channel.
so, right?
18th North Carolina, then it's your turn.
They're going to have to go to West Tennessee now.
But secure Tennessee, at all costs, yeah.
Alright then. That should be it then for today.
Oh, damn it.
Let's
Decisive.
see how we will get it right in the balancing. The pre-meeting for that will, as always,
Yeah,
be
that's
at
going to be
9
tough.
p.m.
So that means the Mighty 88
And,
probably are not going to be able to fight together
I will
today.
see you guys
Unless they
there.
can get the 51st and the
9
Sounds
PM,
good.
alright.
on both. That would be awesome.
Awesome. Well, we'll see what happens.
All right,
boys.
guys. Well,
Should
thank
be
you for watching
interesting.
the stream. I hope
Oh,
you
hell
enjoyed
yeah.
it. If you did,
User
Gonna have
left
to
your
rely on
come
channel.
our
back. We're going to
attacking
do this
flat
next week
today,
as well.
boys.
We will be
Oh,
going
yeah.
live with War of Rights in.
Damn, this will be tough.
Let's see, it's 1 o'clock here, so it'll be 2:30. So an hour and a half from now. We usually
Sounds
start the
good.
stream a
Right,
little
well, I'm
early,
going to get my boys
so
ready for our
I'll
drill.
see you guys
We'll
then.
see you on the
Again,
8th Alabama server
thank you
when
very
we're
much
all
for
rallied
being
up
here.
as soon as we can.
Sincerely appreciate it.